Yo, what's up? What's up? This is your man Fetch the Great checking in once again. Let's get straight to it, shall we? Tonight, man, I want to talk about a revelation that I've come across and that I've kind of discovered over the last month or so. It's something that I've already known for a while, but I felt the need to make a video about it just in case there's other people out there who are going through the same thing. And I expect there's many people going through the exact same experiences that I'm going through when it comes to people that you cut out of your life, people that you don't fuck with anymore, your haters. uh, Not to say that everybody has haters. I know people always like to make it appear as if they're popping, as if they got so many people hating on them, this, that, and the third. But in actuality, only certain people have a group of people that actively hate on them, hate on every move, watching everything that they do. And that's the whole point for my video tonight. It is to talk about the fact that when you actually do have these people that, for whatever reason, you've previously decided to excommunicate or kick out of your life for whatever reason, who knows? Only you would know specifically what, but there are people that you come across in life, whether it be your ex-girlfriend, whether it be some homeboys you used to hang with, or whether it just be people who at one point held a certain level of importance in your life and they no longer hold that level of importance anymore, right? So sometimes things happen and we just have to kick these people out of our lives. We have to cut them off, right? But the interesting thing about it is that even though we ourselves may be moving on in life, moving on to bigger and better things, so to speak, and yet every now and then God gives us the privilege of being able to get confirmation indirectly that these people are actually actively watching us, actually watching our every single move, everything that we do. They are covertly watching us. Why is that? Why is it that even though we cut them off, we don't give them any attention, don't give them any energy whatsoever, and yet these mofos are still watching us? You know why? It's because, for one, if you're successful, if you've actually moved on in life and you're actually finding success, for whether it be in your career, whether it be in some other arena, a lot of people like to keep tabs on you just so they can see how you're doing, and they're just hoping that you've reached a level of decline or that you're having a downfall. That's what your haters are hoping to see, right? And it really grinds their gears and it gets under their skin when they see that you're actually still going up. You're actually still ascending. The haters don't want to see that shit at all. And you know what actually prompted me to make this particular video tonight and get on live here is the fact that you guys know I've really ramped up my productivity as far as the amount of videos that I've made this year. Ever since I really got a stable studio set up here at my residence, I've just really been going crazy this year as far as being extremely consistent. And obviously, due to that fact, my numbers and my analytics have really been going crazy. And I appreciate all the support, right? But here's the thing. When it comes to my viewership, I'm one of those people who pays extremely close attention to who's watching my content because I want to make sure that I'm able to reach many different demographics. So I actually, like a psycho, I actually sit there and I actually closely dissect and decipher through all of my analytics, not only on YouTube, but also on TikTok, right? And one thing that I've been able to notice as I've really sifted through names on YouTube and TikTok, I've been able to determine that there are a whole lot of haters. There's a lot of haters that I don't fuck with, people that I actually know who I do not fuck with. But for whatever reason, these people, not only do they watch my content, but they actively follow my channels. They follow my YouTube, and there's others who follow me on TikTok. And I suppose that they thought that they could just like my content, or should I say, I guess they suppose that they could just simply, under the radar, they could just subscribe to my channels and that I wouldn't notice, because the average person wouldn't notice, right? But I'm a psycho. I notice every little detail. So I've noticed that three chicks that I previously smashed and used to deal with are following me. They're watching my content, And these are bitches that I do not fuck with on any level. So why the hell are they still watching me? I don't know. I guess they just want to get their fix. You know, they can't really get close to me anymore. So I guess that's the closest that they can get, is by trying to live vicariously through my content to feel like they're still close to me in some way, which is fine. Which is fine. I don't mind that. They can do that. But I don't want them to think that I'm not aware that I know that they are watching me. So once I obviously send this particular live out to the masses, and if they actually are watching the content, which I'm sure they are, it seems like they several of them are actually watching my content consistently. So I appreciate the viewership, but just know that I am very much aware, ladies, that you are watching me. In addition to that, in addition to those chicks that I smashed in the past that are just watching my content, not speaking, they haven't said a word, they haven't sent me any messages, but they are clearly enjoying the content. They're watching every move I make. They're watching all the videos I put up. And I know they're watching actively because I do get those notifications, especially on TikTok, as far as who has viewed your page, who's watched such and such. I see many of them watching my content. So I'm flattered that they still want me. I get that. But ladies, just know that Thechwin is well aware that you are watching his content. If I smashed you and I tossed you to the side, just know that there is no coming back for you. Feel free to watch the content, but just know that I know that you're watching me. I know you still want me. You want to get close to Thech, but it's not going to happen, baby. I'm sorry. It's just not happening, ladies. Now, with that being said, in addition to those women, I've also noticed that the mother of my child watches my content. And she doesn't know that I know that she does. I don't even understand. All right, I guess she figures that I'm probably on here trashing her or this, that, and the third, but little does she know that 99% of my content has absolutely nothing to do with her. Now, initially, when I first made the channel, it was almost as a conduit or a vehicle for me to really just vent and get my thoughts out there as far as all of the bullshit that I was being put through, jumping through all those hoops. But, you know, ultimately, the reason for my channel is for me to share my mindset, my philosophies, and my mentality and my perspective about different things in the world. That's the whole point of the channel, not to trash my baby mama. It just so happens that every now and then I had to get on here and talk about her due to the fuck shit that she's constantly doing. But I don't want to talk about her, especially not here on my platform. Anyways, it's just interesting to me that your haters, no matter how silent they may be or how covert they may be, your haters are always actively watching your steps. They're watching the moves that you make. So with that being said, keep that in mind and always, at the very least, act as if, so that they are not actually personally vested in, or should I say, so that they can not actually take advantage of any missteps you may make in your life. Always act as if, guys. Always act as if things are going perfectly fine and that you're doing great, even if you're not. When it comes to your public representative, don't ever give your haters that fuel, that ammunition to make them feel happy about your demise or your downfall or your lack of success in some way. Don't ever give your haters the fuel to do so. If you know that they are actively watching you, which most of the time haters are, feed them crumbs, if that. Don't let them know anything about your actual life, guys. Now, it just so happens that if you actually are successful, if things are going well for you, perfect. Then you can just live your regular life as is, you know? No need to hide. Shit. Live it up. Give the haters something to watch. You feel me? But I'm talking about in those scenarios where things may not be going the best for you. Don't compound that situation by giving your haters ammunition and fuel to laugh about you and your life behind your back, because they are watching you. You know, there's this one important saying that I definitely live my life by. This mantra that I live my life by and that I always keep in mind. It's the fact that, you know, losers focus on winners, but winners focus on winning. Let me repeat that. Losers focus on winners, but winners focus on winning. It is that is so true. When you think about it, you got people that, for instance, let's talk about how in society we got these people who are constantly trying to look rich, trying to look like they're a big deal, trying to look like they're bosses, trying to put on a facade and make people think that they're doing much better than they actually are. And due to that fact, they're actually going broke trying to make other people think that they're rich. How stupid does that sound, right? When in actuality, many people who are actually affluent and many people who actually are wealthy, you would never even be able to tell by looking at them because they live their lives so modestly. And with that modesty comes the ability for them to continue earning money at an extremely high clip for the long term. There's so many lessons that you can learn in that. The point is, guys, don't ever focus on what someone else is doing. Don't ever focus on what someone else is achieving in life. You know, don't ever try to compare your life to someone else's because your life is yours. Everybody's circumstances are completely different. So don't feel less than someone else just because for the time being, it may appear that they are doing so great, because a lot of the times they may not even be doing as great as they appear to be, and they may just be putting on a front. That's another problem we live in, is where everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses, when in actuality, the Joneses may not even be doing well themselves. So I don't really try to keep up with anybody else. I just keep my head straight forward and I go for the goal every single time. That's all I'm worried about. I'm only worried about me and mine, taking care of my daughter, making sure that she has everything that she could possibly want in life, and making sure that I am constantly doing all things necessary to strive for that next level time and time again in life. I'm never going to be happy. I'm never going to be complacent. I'm always going to be grateful for everything that I achieve in life and everything that I'm able to accomplish. However, I'm never going to become complacent and rest on my laurels, because it's so important to keep driving and striving for more. And while you're in the process of doing just that, just know that you're always going to have haters, and they are always going to be watching you. So give them a show. Give them something to see. I want the haters to be in misery when they check out my timeline, when they see how well I'm doing, when they see how good I'm looking, when they see how great of a father I am to my daughter. I want the fucking haters who constantly visit my content, constantly visit my profiles. I want the fucking haters to be in misery. I want them to be sick every time they visit any of my pages, because I'm still up. I'm still doing extremely well, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. I want the haters to get an eyeful every single time they decide to click on Thatch one. Every time they decide to click on Thatch the Great content. I want them to witness me. I want them to sit back and witness me while they are in misery, because they're just like, damn, this nigga's still doing, damn, this nigga's still up. Damn, he's doing even better. God damn, his body looks great. His skin is popping. Whew, damn. Is he ever going to fall off? No, I'm not. I'm never going to fall off. I'm never stopping. It ain't about what's on me, it's what's in me. That never-ending drive, the hunger for more is never going to stop. I'm never going to fucking stop. I'm going to keep that fucking pressure on these fucking haters. I'm going to keep my foot on these haters' necks, and I'm never going to let up. Ever. Ever. Because I know y'all are watching me. I know y'all fucking haters are watching me. I know y'all bitches are watching me. Even though I want nothing to do with you guys anymore. Even though I have nothing to say to you. And even though you watch me in silence, even though you love looking at me and witnessing my continued ascent to greatness, you love watching me in silence, not sending me any messages, but you're watching constantly, helping me run up a bag. I appreciate you. But I don't want y'all to think for a second that I'm not aware that you are watching me. I see you, ladies. And for you niggas too. Some of y'all fuck niggas, y'all know I don't fuck with y'all. I ain't talked to y'all in years, and yet I'm seeing names popping up as subscribers to my channels. Nigga, you know we got some things to talk about. You know I don't fuck with you. What the fuck are you doing following my content for? I see all y'all. I see all the haters. I see you. You can't hide from the analytics, guys, and I pay attention to it all. So hi, haters. I see you. But I want y'all to continue watching. As I said earlier, I want y'all to continue witnessing my greatness while you stew in misery as I continue to reach that next level time and time again. And I'm going to keep going. I'm not stopping. Anyways, that was just a short PSA for all the haters out there. And if you have haters, if you actually have real haters, people that are sitting back and just watching, going to your page, trying to figure out what's going on in your life. If you actually have real haters, guys, I want you guys to give them something to hate on. Let this be motivation. Always give your haters something to hate on. Don't ever give them that pleasure or the satisfaction of being able to see you in a state of disarray or on a brief decline. Don't ever give them that pleasure. So always act as if regardless, guys. All right? And that's where I'm going to leave it at tonight. As always, this is your man, Thatch the Great. Y'all be easy, be safe, but stay dangerous. All right? One. Peace.